longer than he should have.
Yeah, that game should have ended at like the 12-minute mark when there were 200 supply of roaches and ravages. Did a great job. I think that if Biowise would ever play against Avilo again, I think there is a 0% chance that he does not veto Defender's Landing. He's probably like, I made a mistake and I'm never making that mistake again. All right, so we're wondering right now about what else we can join. Obviously, as soon as game 2 between Dolan and Avilo is up, Todd will join that one.
MCanning Cuddlebear might be ready.
Yeah, well, I definitely want to join that one. That's a great series. Cuddlebear is a pretty good North American Terran, but MCanning is a pretty damn good North American Protoss, so it should be a lot of fun. And obviously, we welcome Protosses. We're a little bit biased here. Well, actually, we kind of need a Terran too. Maybe we can get a Terran regardless. Drunken Boy against No Regret will probably be happening soon as well. That's a great all-Canadian series, by the way. Drunken Boy is really quite good. No Regret is obviously No Regret, known for his designated pressure and his amazing builds.
That's what he calls it.
Everybody else calls it all-inning, but or hyper-aggression.
Apollo talking to a girl at the club is also a designated pressure, but not always very intense.
And they're always contained as well. Struggling with my microphone today. I don't know what's up, but it doesn't matter. It is wow, it's actually 4:42 a.m. already. Time flies. I just walked by the window
when you're having fun.
And the sun is up.
Volts won.
Wow, okay.
Against Ares, so he's waiting for Dolan or Avilo, so we're gonna cast him for
wow.
sure.
So we're gonna have some underdogs qualifying today, Todd. We're gonna have some surprising names in this challenger. We already had the race yesterday, and you know, if you're a true diehard North American C, you might be like, "Oh, race is really good." I know, but it's still not a name that a lot of like Europeans are familiar with. And then today we'll probably get maybe Drunken Boy, No Regret. That's not that surprising. MCanning or Cuddlebear. I think a lot of people will be pleasantly surprised to see that. And then Volts against either Dolan or Avilo. This is a real chance for Avilo to make it into challenger, Todd. That would be a first.
Yeah, that'd be crazy actually. Like he said, that series against BioIce, like just from that alone, like he deserves it. Like that was pretty good. BioIce is legit. Like you've said it many times, but he really is.
Definitely not an easy bracket by any means, because BioIce is normally a Zerg that could qualify, has qualified in the past, and you just can't look past a player like that. Oh man, this is going to be an exciting last 2 hours. I have no idea, Todd, who we're going to see. Could be Avilo in Challenger, could be MCanning in Challenger, maybe Drunken Boy or No Regret, and of course we have Puck already qualifying. Puck had no time to waste today, guy. Like these guys still have another round ahead of them, and Puck is already done.
Yeah, Avilo has to win the whole series there, or like Dolan, and then play against Volts. Puck is done, yeah.
And it's also
back to streaming.
And you get your wish. You can get some Volts as well.
Yeah.
So somebody who got very close to qualifying yesterday lost in the final round against Race.
And I hope he has a good series too, because like we waited so long, we kept talking about him, and now he's finally, we're gonna see him in action. But regardless, I think it's nice that he gets some more spotlights and all that.
Camera time. I mean, it's fun. It's exciting when you play on stream, especially when you know there's a lot of eyes on you as well. Yeah. And it's not just any random series. This is not like an irrelevant series. Sometimes you play on stream or you play on stage in a tournament, but if it's like second group stage and then there is a whole bracket, it's like, yeah, okay, you won a game on stage, but this is not, you know, where you're in the
still a big deal, though, for somebody that doesn't appear like, you know,
of course, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that meaningful.
Yeah. Unless
you would go very far. But this is a qualifying match, so it is a very meaningful game.
Oh man, your series against Rail was pretty meaningful to me.
It wasn't to me. But let's forget about it, Todd. Let's go ahead and jump into Dolan versus Avilo, game 2. It is being played on Odyssey. A beautiful Odyssey.
Yet another TVT here for Avilo. He's already sending a STV across the map. Shout out to our producer, actually, Martin. Because not only is he switching beautifully from screen to screen and game to game, but he also keeps on reminding us about the score, like just now when we forget to update it. So he's doing a pretty good job. Actually, Polish production crews as a whole, they've done fantastic. Back in Katowice.
Katowice, they aced it, Todd. That was probably the best production crew that I've worked with in years.
That was so crazy. Like that Intel Extreme Masters, those first few days, like just clean as it gets. Great, great show all around. 2 gases already up for both players.
And now we had one guy who said, you know, that entire crew did a good job, but I'm running the show alone from now on. I'm the captain, you know, took the building, took the keys of the building. It's really cool, guys, because when we arrive here, it's 1 a.m. in the night, so there's literally nobody here on this industrial terrain, other than our producer, who's just chilling, waiting for the show to start. And then Todd and I walk in, look around, say what's up to Martin because there is nobody else. And then we get ready to cast some games.
Yeah. That's how it goes, man. STV and Reaper both headed across the map. I think he's hoping to catch Avilo's Reaper, but Avilo's getting the second. They both are actually getting that second Reaper. Avilo, the only one to start a starport here so far, as we see a Cyclone starting now for Dolan. To be fair, like with the amount of ladder that Avilo plays in streams, it shouldn't be surprising, you know, that he has a real shot at qualifying there. Like, he's always been a quite competitive guy. Like, you know, obviously, like, you can meme all you want and say what you will about like his attitude and how he takes to losing, but he's always been fairly competitive to some extent, right?
But I still think this is quite the achievement, because qualifying for Challenger is not easy.
Yeah, for sure.
And once again, making it past a player like BioWise. I mean, Dolan is good, don't get me wrong, is also like a decently ranked GM Terran, but normally BioWise is a much bigger hurdle to take than somebody like Dolan, who is an up-and-coming player, great guy, very nice all around, but not yet of the same level as somebody like BioWise. And since Avilo got that job done, he should be able to get this one done as well. Then, of course, the final series is going to be against Volt. I am not super familiar with Volt. I'm sure I've played against him a couple of times, but you know, it's hard for me to say how good he is exactly. Avilo's pulling a lot of SCVs there against those Reapers. I mean, he didn't end up losing a lot, but did lose quite a bit of mining time.
Yeah, maybe he wanted a little bit of a panic there. A third Cyclone now on the way for Dolan. I always feel like it's kind of odd when you get this many defensively. Like, almost feels like you have to go for the aggression eventually. Bench is on the way without Cloak. He might want to, I think, if he's anticipating an attack by Avilo, like, this is brilliant. Look at this. Third Cyclone about to come out. Benchy as well. If he just kills this army right out and then counters attack, this is super dangerous. Because now he can clean whatever's on the ground and then lock. Oh my god, that Viking actually lands.
And nothing shoots up while the Cyclone could potentially lock on.
Yeah, and the Viking now takes off. Where are the Cyclones? All right, let's see it. Dolan, the defense. Avilo just starts running immediately. Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
That's smart, actually. I don't think he can fight this. Even going to knock back these units with KDA charge. Look at his kiting as well. Pretty clean. Chooses to engage eventually. But
ends up losing two Reapers. Very quick, I thought.
Oh my god, this is... I was like praising him, then he turns around and takes the worst fight of all time.
Ends up losing the Viking as well, but with a tank at home. Does he have a tank? I thought I saw a tank.
No, that was a Cyclone that just came out here.
Okay, so this is actually going to be a little bit hard. Could perhaps be forced to evacuate the low ground.
That guy, man. He's going to clean up.
Auto turret is a pretty big deal. Has energy for one.
Auto turret is a hell of a unit.
Let's see how well the Benchy will do. It's very important that Dolan keeps this Benchy alive. A couple of SCVs were
oh, that was perfect
there
by Dolan. He pulled back just before the auto turret went down, knowing that he was going to go down. Now he's just going to wait for it to expire and then re-attack.
And has 4 Cyclones at this point. Throws down the scan. A couple of SCVs are going to help out quite a bit, of course, for Avilo. One Cyclone does get picked off, though. The second Cyclone as well as the Avilo SCVs was sleeping on the job. Now there is a Benchy there as well, but against 3 Cyclones, that is kind of hard. The SCVs killed the Cyclone, Todd. So that's something, but there's still a very reasonable army here by Dolan.
I don't know if any StarCraft Master micro here will help Avilo at this point. He's falling apart. He's pulling every single SCVs that he's got. He has an auto turret, but then that will be targeted if this Raven went forward. Oh, he's mineral walking it! And Dolan wasn't paying attention, so he's going to get cleaned up, but he's still going to kill some more SCVs here before escaping.
So it's 33 SCVs against 23 now. There are some more Marines there.
Saving that Benchy is huge.
Yeah. Wouldn't you just walk those Marines in the middle line as well? I guess against 3 Marines.
Oh my god. The damage, man. 9 army supply to 21 still, and more than or 14 walkers exactly here behind for Avilo.
Yep. And Stim already on the way for Dolan. Well, obviously Avilo is tech, and you know his production is not rolling the way he would like to because he was forced to pull the SCVs multiple times, which slows down everything. Now there's a Raven here in the mix as well. Could drop an auto turret. That's exactly what happens. I would have dropped that auto turret perhaps a tiny bit closer to the mineral line.
Well, there you go. And it's another one here to clean all of this up, and now that's going to be this exposed. And Dolan just going for the kill. Man, some quick games. We keep on talking about how some of these games have been long. And then there was the potential here for this to go for longer here, the TBT, but so far, some action-packed games with Avilo coming out on top in the first one, and it looks like Dolan will be winning game 2.
That Raven, with its dying breath, was able to throw down that last auto turret. Look at the SCVs trying to get the surround on the tank. using those drilling claws to full effect, but good micro there by Dolan, able to pick off the majority of the STVs, and he's going to be able to even up the series stats. 78 supply against 22. Nobody could turn that one around. Not even MVP.
Maybe MVP. If there was anyone, that'd be MVP for sure.
That's going to be it.
Yeah, I think we can go straight into Roddy's game. Probably like this is definitely going to end sometime soon. As Taste we say, we should be seeing GG anytime soon.
Yep. And then it goes.
I missed that actually. He doesn't say that anymore.
He's saving his voice for the actual GG. Because he used to like time it a little bit, but these days he's just waiting. You can hear him.
He's making us wait for it. We have to earn it.
He's warming up those vocal cords, and he's like, getting ready. The world needs a GG, and that's when Tasteless appears. It is by far the best. Like, I love Toasted, and he got some really good lines in the announcer's pack, and I've been enjoying playing with them. But what I truly live for is that Tasteless GG. And I know that Tasteless, that's probably the highlight of his career. 12 years of casting does not add up to hearing himself scream GG on every stream that he tunes into. He's taking over, man. Tasteless truly is a superpower.
All right. A superhero. His superpower is the GG.
So this is a deciders match as well. Over here on the right bottom side, looking in the main base of the man, the myth, the legend, the Can. MCanning.
I really can't get used to that nickname, by the way. I'm sorry, but...
Over here, a very strong North American Terran player. It is Cuddlebear. So he said in the game lobby, he's like, Roddy, I don't want you to watch this, don't. Like, sorry, mate, we have to. It's a big series. We want to see who does it.
And the reason the Can is an odd nickname is me and Roddy follow a whole lot of fighting sports. And a tomato can in a fighting sport is basically a bad fighter that is fed to a better one. It's not a compliment. It's actually one of the worst things. Like if you hear it like this, a tomato can, it doesn't sound very offensive, but for a fighter, trust me.
But I mean, the Can knows that when I say it, it's with nothing but love and respect. I'm shocked to see him use an overcharge here. I mean, I guess he's almost full on energy, but I don't know why he's that eager to kill these rocks. Certain pushes can be hard to deal with. There is one Colossus out already, 5 minutes and 20 seconds, so that's a pretty damn fast Colossus here. And this is the type of push. The type of push that Cuddlebear is making here is trying to punish a super greedy Protoss that went up to 3 bases and has no units to defend all 3 bases. While also sending a Liberated somewhere. How much NTR is there for MCanning? He's got 4 Stalkers. As Stim is more than halfway down, plus 1 attack is starting as well for Cuddlebear. MCanning ended up losing a couple of workers to the other turret, I assume. Was that a Raven? Where's the Raven? Okay, yeah, here it is. Sorry guys, missed it. Trying to join the next game as well to make sure you guys can get the conclusion of the Avilo series. Wow, and this Liberator is doing some serious work, and MCanning didn't want to run into the circle with only 4 Stalkers. Rough start here for MCanning. Losing like 9 tropes in total. Losing a couple against the Raven, now losing quite a few. Normally, if you're a 2-base Protoss, you're not supposed to lose that many workers. Like, there are games where it's acceptable to lose 6, 7, 8. I just keep missing all the rest. I'm doing great over here, guys. I'm going to blame it on the lights. I'm blinded by the lights. And the production tab kind of tells the tale of this game right now. A lot of stuff going on for our Terran, and just not that much for MCanning, as he is going to try to go up to 3 bases. Losing 10 probes is always bad. But if you went for, like, let's say a 4-minute turret nexus, then you can kind of recover from it. But, you know, if you stay on 2 bases, just not supposed to lose that many probes.
Yeah, we've got an update. QXT beat Drunken Boy.
Wow, and no way.
He's in the qualifying match against No Regrets.
That is sick.
He's back.
That is actually a very impressive win, because Drunken Boy is damn good. I really mean that. So we have a medevac flying across the map. MCanning is going to spot it with his Observer and 1 Stalker, but he's going to choose to ignore it. He's going to try to defend with Photon Overcharge, and he's going to try to break Cuddlebear here. Cuddlebear, his tanks are a little bit out of position. I was like, what on earth is happening? But the Shark flew by.
Oh, wow.
Some good force was going down.
Yeah, they start landing, and then from there, Colossus can clean up very easily. Cuddlebear is going to have to evacuate this. I mean, MCanning's 3rd base is like not really fast, so it's okay as long as he doesn't take too much damage. Back at home, you have Cuddlebear, who's actually got a decent supply lead here, in particular on the walker count.
Yep.
He's able to just kind of stay in it here.
He's okay.
Yeah, right. Just don't fight against Colossus too early. That's the biggest mistake.
A lot of potential in this drop as well. Steve Cuddlebear is paying attention. No, he's not.
Just like in school.
4 out of 5 Marines do get picked up. But this one Marine is like, I am not done yet. My brothers and I, we started something. We're going to be able to pick up a few more probes before in the end it's going to get cleaned up. Oh my god, Cuddlebear just picked up all 3 medevacs. MCanning is not aware of this. Had to be careful because of the missile turret and also the Raven. So he has no idea about this massive drop that's heading to the other side of the map. The moment he doesn't want to go up this ramp either against those tanks. This is bad, Todd.
Let's see if MCanning can salvage this here. He's starting to fall very far behind his supply. And if he loses that third base, it looks like he's just going to go down. There's nothing he can do about it. It was just too far away. No blink just yet. You can go for disruptors all you want. Terran plays that style of staying mobile and doesn't let these disruptors connect well enough.
What a great counter-attack. What a great counter-attack there by Cuddlebear, being under so much pressure, but realizing that in this case, best defense is definitely offense. Unlikely that MCanning is going to run up that ramp and there are still a couple bio units and 2 tanks. Knowing that MCanning didn't have vision of that area because of the missile turret, picked up 3 medevacs and did, well, a lot of damage on the other side of the map. He got the Nexus. I
really think that the new generation of StarCraft players, they get underestimated a lot just because it's considered to be like, you know, a very hard game that is very hard to break through when you play it and stuff. But the guys like Cuddlebear, in my opinion, they're kind of like, in a way, the future. If they keep on improving. I discovered that guy, I didn't really know him, when I cast him during the Austin Open Cups.
Yeah.
And I was very impressed with him already. So I don't want to start, you know, praising him like crazy and all that, but I really think that if he keeps on, you know, applying himself and stuff, there is a chance for anybody out there, you know, that ladders a lot and tries to make it in these tournaments.
Yeah, he's been past 6K MMR for quite some time, and especially on the North American server when it comes to those guys in GM, everybody knows Cuddlebear.
Have you played him on ladder?
Yeah, I've played him a lot.
And?
Mixed results.
Oh, I see a very confident smile.
No. I mean, you can ask him yourself. Like, I've definitely lost quite a few, but probably won a couple as well. You know my PvT, Todd.
Yeah, the Roddy charge lots. Not many people can deal with them. Not many people can deal with the pressure of the Roddy charge lots and losing to a caster at the same time.
I know, and he's streaming, so you know, oh god, somebody's gonna make fun of me. It happens. Cuddlebear taking a pretty commanding supply lead here, 116 against 76 when it comes to the army supply. But MCanning is gonna try to do whatever he can to hang in there. He does have 2 disruptors. And we know that with disruptors, MCanning can make some magic happen. But against all these siege tanks, it's going to be hard. And obviously, there's a couple of liberators that make things even more complicated. Maybe a flanking disruptor would be a great idea. Sending 1 disruptor via the north side here.
It's going to take a whole lot more than just 1 disruptor shot, I think, here. Unless it's the massive... Get a decent one, yeah. Not enough yet. Needs to even the supply a little bit more. Across the map, I think he's about to counter-attack. Some adepts.
Yeah, he's been doing a good job picking up quite a few SCVs as well. 18 SCVs have gone down.
A quick reaction from Cuddlebear, though, getting rid of this. Very important. Oh!
That's a very good one. A few more of those, and then it's actually possible to defend here. There's a Dark Templar in the main as well, and there's a Dark Templar in the third base. So MCanning is doing whatever he can on the other side of the map.
Yeah, and Cuddlebear has to worry about his army. Now he's not going to be looking. That's the cue for these disruptors to clean up as much as they want.
Okay, at first, I really didn't think this was doable. This seemed like an impossible hold. But he gets like 4 or 5 great hits up in a row, and suddenly this bio army doesn't look all that intimidating anymore. Army supply is dead even. 1 Dark Templar is going to get picked up immediately.
And disruptor shots are reloading here. At this point, he can just keep on cleaning up as much as he can and then eventually engage when there is way more there.
The problem is this time MCanning has no more stuff happening on the other side of the map.
He's on 2-1 upgrades against the 2-2 incoming here from Terran. He's going to blink forward here to get one of those disruptors.
Risky blink. Gets a decent connection there on the last bio. There's only 2 Marauders remaining. I can't believe that he was able to clean up all this bio.
Oh yeah, MCanning might want to engage here before the reinforcements get there. Unsiege. Oh, he's going to see it.
No, I think you're right. I think he has to go for it. I think he should go for it. The longer he waits... Oh, well, the reinforcements are coming. Blinks forward. These Stalkers are not in a good position. They're quite clumped up. But in the end, this should be enough for our Protoss. What a hold. That is an amazing hold, Todd. That is actually an unreal hold. A hold that I really did not think was possible. As the army of Cuddlebear looked so overwhelming, looked massive.
Yeah.
Sick.
And I'm watching this game like at the edge of my seat. I didn't even remember. I had another game to follow over there between Avilo and Dolan. Luckily, not much has happened during my absence.
Wow. Wow, and I'm sure that Cuddlebear is going to start feeling the pressure now a little bit, realizing that he was incredibly far behind after that, far ahead And then now suddenly, this is going to be a problematic game. MCanning has to be a little bit careful, but those disruptors, man, they did some serious work. There's a disruptor with 22 kills, Todd. And it's not done yet. Look at the kills, 4, 12, 12.
These guys are like monsters.
And then this bad boy is 22. We're gonna follow him.
Is he actually gonna attack? I feel like it's almost always a mistake to attack at this point if the supplies are even. Like if you got way more, you can finish the game. But if it's even, you should try to reduce the supply of your opponent. Then pull back and let those Purification Novas recharge and then go for it. Oh my god, that's gonna be so many STVs dead instantly here before the bio can even get there.
Yep, it's like 12, 13 STVs will die in the blink of an eye. Yeah,
in the shade of an dead.
And meanwhile, MCanning is going to try to take the natural.
He can force field?
Tiny bit risky.
On the left.
And there's tanks everywhere, though. I don't know. It's a ballsy move, but it might just work out. 90 army supply against 68. He's going to be able to get a few more STV kills. And these disruptors will keep the bio units at bay.
It's just so hard for Cuddlebear to engage into this. He should maybe get a bunch of Vikings to deal with the Colossus and then on the ground.
What an unreal game by MCanning. I'm incredibly impressed.
Yeah. And I think he's doing it. Look at the supply now.
Yeah. He drops a couple of force fields there as well. Might be able to get a few more STVs. Oh, Cuddlebear is going to drop bio units right on top of this Protoss army. But are there enough Marauders in the mix? We're about to find out. One Colossus goes down. Second one goes down as well.
Nice last second pickup here. He's going to redrop on top of this. Cuddlebear has lost so many STVs though. Oh. Even if he cleans this up, he might be in trouble. But that would be a good start to try and come back in this game.
Wow, that's a sick cleanup as well by our Terran. Unreal, but he did lose 44 STVs like Todd mentioned. But he does have 4 orbitals, I believe. So 3, excuse me. He has 3 orbitals. He's going to try to counterattack. How many real units does MCanning have? He has got 2 disruptors. Because just a couple stalkers and a few adepts without resonating glaives are not going to cut it against Tim Bio. Photon Overcharge might be able to save the day here a tiny bit. Yes, gets a couple of bio units, and that's already very important. Disrupt the shot. Blinks forward. Man, what a game. Tanks are going to siege up over here as well. MCanning decides to fight here, which is a tiny bit risky, but he has more. Reinforcements coming in as well. What a cool game, Todd. I'm losing it.
Looked like Cuddlebear had a nice hold there for sure, but he's got so few walkers that even though he's matching those army numbers, MCanning should be able to take off eventually, and he will be able to take a 5th a lot more easily as well, too, off like the back of 57 walkers.
You know, Todd, I think that MCanning is not aware of the fact he doesn't have resonating glaives. It's a very cheap upgrade.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, well, you know, maybe he just wants to res a tiny bit. But
when you have as many as like, I don't know, 6 attacks, then it becomes worth it already to have it.
That is a pretty ballsy forward blink in range of these tanks. The Marauder's doing some serious work as well, but in the end, the Disruptor, he killed his own adepts. No, MCanning made a mistake there, was a little indecisive, ended up killing 4 of his own adepts.
He didn't need to fight this early either. He could have just transferred probes for a little bit, waited for one more round of warp it, but MCanning was so confident.
He's warping in more adepts and he doesn't know, he doesn't have resonating glaives. Such a cheap upgrade. These tanks getting picked up as well. Man, what a good game.
The game is just so action-packed as well that it might be hard, you know, to remember everything like that. But in this case, I do think that Glaze would be able to help those. I can't believe
DTs again, Todd. There's no STVs remaining anymore. MCanning was paying attention to his arrest, killed 24 workers. And you know, having 25 STVs is bad. Having 11, that's really bad. I think this is going to be it.
Oh my god, by the way.
What is the game?
I just looked back at the TVT that we had over there, and Dolan had like a huge attack into a lot of Ravens and tanks and lost a lot. This might be the 2-1 for Avilo. Like, he takes a slight supply lead, like, you know, it's not the end of the world. But Avilo's making on Sequencer against a Bio-Terran in Dolan that's, you know, going to be trying to push against the guy that defends everything.
Well, Cuddlebear is going to make one last push. He's going to try to rebuild some of the STVs, but when you're all the way down to 11, he's got 16 now, another Dark Templar. I must say, throughout all the games we've seen of MCanning today, MCanning has done a phenomenal job in killing workers. We saw that against Jig. We saw it again this series against Cuddlebear. Forward blink, does he get the right medevac? No, he doesn't yet. But it's safe to say that MCanning is in a very sweet position as the DTs. How many STVs do you think MCanning has killed this game?
Ooh, probably like 80.
I'd say like 71. 99! That's sick.
I was going to say 100 originally, but I was like, nah, that's way too much.
Wow, GG. As Cuddlebear just has no economy left to work with. What a great game. What a great hold.
I had a quick chat with Avilo before this game because he kept on talking about Avilo's games and how they are long and stuff. So I was like, hey, not a very long series so far because the first 2 games were quick, right? And he was like, yeah, it's going to be a quick game. And I was like, are you sure? Feed your cats now because they might go hungry. And he was like, yeah, don't worry. And then now look at this. Sensor towers, tanks everywhere. Even Depot here to spot a little bit forward, block some of the units attacking in. And earlier, Dolan attacked here and lost a ton of units. That's why Avilo currently has a supply lead and he's looking like he's basically going to be able to assemble the army that he wants. Is that COVID reactor here that I see?
How many bases does this map have, Todd?
You're the mathematic on
4,
stream
5,
guy.
6, 7.
Too many for me to even try and count them.
Is it 18?
I don't know, but it's a lot. I mean, we can see, right? Actually, it's hard to see, right? Because there's bases.
So let's say like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 18 bases.
What's the plan for the land here?
Max out.
Yeah, but with bio against mech?
Yes. I think as long as he knows, if you can keep Avilo on 3 bases.
Look at this.
Yeah.
No, if you drop through there, you're gonna be a sad guy.
Well, there's a reason why people have been complaining about Doom drop stud. Avilo is like, I'm gonna make sure that I'm not dying to it. But securing the fort is going to be very, very important. Yeah. And Dolan knows that as well. If you give Avilo 4 bases, there's a very good chance he gets the 5th and a 6th, and then you're playing his game.
You know, I hate losing the rags, by the way, because then he can't make factories for a long time. But I guess he's gonna spot the size of the army without using a scan, so why not? Oh my god, there's so many. I don't think this can be broken. With this many ravens? He trusts. Oh, and also the Hellbats got there a little bit late, so Dolan might have been thinking that they were not going to be there. Auto turrets being dropped at the front, and Dolan gets cleaned up quite easily here. That did nothing. He just lost a ton of units there.
It's very hard to run into tanks, especially Avilo's tanks. You know, in general, always well upgraded. This time, the first upgrade is not done just yet, but he's on double armory, so he's about to have 1-1 almost immediately.
And these upgrades are late, by the way, for a bio player. I think a little bit, maybe, because he was playing aggressive and. Dolan doesn't want to accept that he might have to go into a longer game where he needs to take his time, maybe take to something else, like going to some starport unit. He's just still trying to attack, and look at Avilo. Avilo is like a rock, man. You can't attack into this guy. He's like an evolved goodie.
Are we talking about like a physical rock, or are we talking about the rock?
We're talking about, it's a metaphor, because he can't be broken.
Yeah, no. Have you ever seen Wayne Johnson? Do you think he can be broken, Todd? That is a beast of a man.
To be fair, if Stipe Miocic had to cross the...
No, man, The Rock.
I'm pretty sure that wouldn't go so well for The Rock. Against the UFC heavyweight champ.
Hey, have you seen the newest Baywatch yet? Maybe we should watch it.
No, please no.
You don't want to watch it? Come on, you made me watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The least you can do is watch Baywatch.
You made me watch Silent Hill 3D, man.
That was a good movie. Alrighty, game number 2 is live as well.
I would rather go watch the 50 Shades of Grey sequel with you than like watch this
I haven't
trash.
watched the sequel yet, but I did watch the first one. Very fond memories. It's a classic. So I think your game is going to go on for a very long time. We can stay in it a little bit longer, but I'll let you guys know that MCanning vs. Cuddlebear game 2 has started. It's also being played on Sequencer, but obviously it's a large map and we're just in the beginning phases of that game. But as soon as the first real drops head out, I think we should take another look at, well, could potentially be a qualifying series for MCanning. Making it into Challenger would be a great step for him. North American Protoss.
What's that? He's only 4 Marines?
Probably.
He could have sneaked past. That would be the sickest move. No! He could have run across the map, gone there and killed a bunch of SCVs.
Villa shows no love for his only Marines.
Yeah, hey, Dolan is mining way too much gas.
He's getting BCs, maybe.
Yeah. There we go.
BC Viking.
I talked about starports. He already has 2 starports. They are making Ravens. Sorry, Vikings for the most part. Some cheeky Nathaniel's battle cruisers. Tactical jump.
BCs have always been quite good, and obviously they're even better now in TVT. So we'll see how this one plays out. He's also getting his air upgrades already, right? Yeah, that's pretty important. Avilo doesn't have any air upgrades. It's important that Avilo doesn't just start like 3-3 vehicle weapons, while actually not having any upgrades at all on the Vikings. Of course, Avilo will have some Ravens. He's going to land a Viking to harass a little. I wonder if Avilo is going to move out soon, if he's going to pick up on what is happening.
I hear scans go down, but I don't see where they're at.
Avilo should be aware that, like, if Dolan was going to stay on bio, he would try harder to break Avilo. He wouldn't just give all these bases to Avilo.
Oh, you just can't there.
I feel that Avilo should know that the transition is happening. He's not moving out yet.
Dolan is
ghost enemy.
Dolan is doing the dance here, basically. He's moving left and right, forcing a lot of scans out of Avilo, but Avilo has quite a few orbitals, I think, to work with.
Yes.
He made this one extra, so that's the fourth one. And he's not even using mills, like he knows he's mining safely. This is a comfort zone. To be fair, he could even have a couple less SCVs.
Like, the one big advantage that Avilo is going to have heading into the later stages of that game is that all his Ravens are almost maxed out on energy, which is obviously sick, even in a Raven Viking war.
Wait, what? One medivac to heal all this.
That should
easy,
also
easy. He could defend with just the Ravens.
Yeah. Oh, the sticky business.
Let me panic here for a
Yeah,
sec.
me too. I was like, there's no way they thought they traced that long. What is he throwing up? 7 more racks? Wow, that's insane.
I guess he wants to like remake army way faster. Like they're gonna trade, and even if it's a non-cost-effective trade for Dolan,
yeah.
I think he's hoping he will have a better economy. He's had to scan less as well. Oh, he needs some medivacs, by the way. What is this?
He's going for the Vikings, but he needs an answer against all those Ravens, though. Like Avilo with that many Ravens. How many?
Yeah, but like, he's not even gonna heal this army.
No. How many Ravens does Avilo
Oh my god,
have?
and his team's there. That's not even gonna be an engagement necessarily. So imagine if his team's again. Like this guy can't heal everybody.
Working OT.
What in the world? Look, Avilo is throwing up the most random turrets.
You want to take a look at my game?
I want to do whatever you want, brother.
Let's take a look. As I think, like, even though there's a lot happening in that TVT, but it's safe to say that Dolan is getting ready to transition, and Avilo is going to enjoy his Viking energy. That was a good moment to just tune out. Let's take a look at MCanning versus Cuddlebear. MCanning wins this game. He will qualify for WCS Valencia North America Challenger, secure himself $400. Cuddlebear stims forward, was hoping to find a Nexus, realizes that after opening up a 2-1-1 over here, that very popular opening in TVZ, but can be pretty good in TVP as well, if Protoss players go up to 3 bases very quickly and don't have enough units to defend that Nexus. But MCanning is playing safe. He's sitting on 2 bases, and now I wonder what Cuddlebear is going to do with his opening. Of course, this will allow him to fly over this command center in peace. He's going to be able to expand a tiny bit faster than MCanning, but MCanning is going to have quick access to those Colossus. They should potentially get, I thought, a Warp Prism, a Twilight Run soon as well. It's kind of crazy to see him go up to 5 gates, double forts, and now a Nexus, all before Twilight. I guess he just wants to defend with slow gateway units and a Colossus for now.
A couple crazy series here we're following today.
Yeah.
A lot of good games, especially like for an open cup. Like usually the open cup have more like one-sided games and like straightforward, like, you know, we know kind of who's gonna qualify and all that, but today has been like maybe one of the best, maybe probably my favorite day so far of all the cast, and that's just the open cup. Imagine when we get to Challenger over these weekends. And even like in the last few matches that we have there, like QXC No Regrets, can't call that. It's going to be great.
Yeah, that's going to be really awesome to watch a little bit of that as well. The Marines are going to try to get the Nexus start. He's going to split, he's going to run. Cuddlebear doing whatever he can to get the Nexus, and he does get it. Some great micro there. Did you see that? The way he was moving away from the Colossus.
Yeah.
And that is a pretty big pickoff.
Look at these guys.
Stuck.
Leave us alone.
Hey, your base is under attack, man.
Oh, little.
Did you just what?
That was tasteless. He's playing it because I was listening from his point of view.
Yes, he told you the tournament.
Tasteless
because the epic GGs.
Yeah, at the end of the game, I'm just going to watch from MCanning's point of view. If he wins,
we just stay quiet.
Yeah, we don't say a word.
We get a tasteless GG and we paid for it.
Losing that Nexus is a pretty big deal, though, for MCanning, because it's going to take a long time before he gets the economy that he's looking for.
How many sensor towers must be made before the game crashes? Because I think Avilo's almost there.
That was a very weird overcharge that MCanning just used. There was nothing inside. Maybe the nerves getting to him a little bit. Obviously, a big series for our Protoss here. Cuddlebear also said at the beginning of the game, you can really see that I'm out of shape. MCanning replied with, yeah, you can really see that I'm really bad. But they played a great game in game 1. They shouldn't be so hard on themselves. It's been entertaining.
It's a trait of StarCraft players to be hard on themselves. That's what they do. They're the greatest competitors in the world.
Never satisfied.
You're the same.
That's true.
Anytime you stop playing for a week, you're like, oh guys, I'm gonna be so bad. I know it. I'm gonna be so slow and stuff.
It's hard, man.
Like you're still on 5k6. I remember people like in lower leagues are like, shut up.
Yeah, but I mean, if you had like 5.8 or 5.9 before, we all like try improving your personal record by like 200 or 300 MMR. Everybody that plays a lot of ladder will know that's so hard. So when you lose all that progress, you know, it's hard to accept. Cuddlebear is making his way across the map once again. MCanning is going to mix in one of his disruptors. Well, actually, he already has 2 disruptors, and he's going to mix in another one. It's cool to see him open up with like 2 Colossus, and then going. Where are his Colossus? Okay, he left a couple at home to defend against drops. Having only a single Colossus here. It's kind of a cool way, the way that MCanning is splitting up his army. If you want to jump to your game, Todd, we can do that.
Yeah, we could. I think we kind of missed the big fights, like we could see what's left over, but it's been weird.
But Avilo's winning.
I think so, yeah. We just had a massive fight, basically, where both players traded a lot. Like, obviously, Dolan's army is more expendable than Avilo's, and Avilo's is basically left over. None of his Ravens died, so he's got 16. He can just regenerate those energy and be in a great position. I still think he's winning.
Yeah, 16 Ravens sounds like a lot. This time, MCanning is getting resonating glaives.
I'm sorry, but I need to mention that number is crazy. Resources lost, Avilo has lost 15k against the almost 30k of Dolan.
But Avilo's in a little bit of trouble here if his Ravens don't get energy soon, no?
It's weird. I think he overextended. Like, he went all the way up there and fought. Land the Vikings? Even though the turrets are cleaning up.
Yeah.
He's going to siege there. He's going to try to defend that base. An orbital was made there, actually. I think Avilo is in a great position.
Does Dolan have any Ravens? Does Dolan have any Ravens anywhere?
Dolan's got nothing, man. He doesn't even have... Barely has a medivac. He's got Marines, Marauders, and medivacs.
It's going to be hard to beat an Avilo that's on 7, 8, 9 bases and
he's got that half of the map. He's got his half completely. And I think he might even aim to take this eventually. Just move up from that tower there.
Well, we know Avilo is going to take his sweet time in getting the job done. Let's take a look at Cuddlebear versus MCanning once again. I'm so sorry, producer, but the armies are getting awfully close to each other. Nothing has still truly happened yet, but MCanning going to go for the forward blink here. Has to be careful.
He's 2-2, right? Yeah. Against 1-1. That's a big, big deal there, actually, at this stage in the game, where the armies are so big. Gets a blink on top of this bio there. It forces the rest of the army back with the Purification Nova. The Colossus, though, all but gone for the most part.
This time we do see a fusion core being added for Cuddlebear, so he can get liberated range. Couple of medevacs being picked up and sent into the main, but there is a massive army waiting there, so instead he's just going to settle here. If he would have committed into the main, I feel like Cuddlebear is playing with fire here, Todd. I feel like his army is not big enough, and MCanning seems very confident. He wants to fight. Does he get a medevac? Oh my god, he doesn't. A blink? He could kill 2 medevacs, but he's not doing it. Crazy.
Again, like, Dolan tried to push in and got cleaned up. I just, these 2 factories, man, what is this? In the middle of the map, he's making himself at home.
If you have no warp gate, Todd, that's how you reinforce.
This is Avilo's home here on Sequencer. Look at him, he's scanning him, he's hunting him with scans. I can see you everywhere you go, and at this point, Dolan is just falling apart. He doesn't have medivacs anymore. He's just remaking a ton of Vikings.
What did he ever do with his fusion core?
Nothing.
We're going to switch back again as these 2 armies are just standing right on top of each other. The Liberator is going to be able to push out quite a bit of damage. The Vikings have taken care of the Colossus. But MCanning has a lot of Blink Stalkers, and he's pretty confident with Blink Stalkers and Disruptors. Gets a massive hit there. And I think this is going to force Cuddlebear back. He's going to pick up. He's going to end up losing quite a few units in the process. Just now starting his Liberator range.
Yeah, I mean, with 3-3 on the way here, Cuddlebear is in a world of trouble, and it looks like MCanning finally may be making Challenger. That'd be a big achievement here. Guaranteeing himself some money and WCS points.
And we'll see him in action. Of course, Friday and Saturday evening.
Against North America's best.
MCanning against Neep in a Disruptor War. Give it to me.
God. And then the winner takes on puck. It's a guaranteed $400 at least for being a Challenger. And 30 WCS points.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, you can make up to 1600. And obviously our top 4 players from that Challenger will be going all expenses paid to Valencia to compete in the WCS event that's there. Not bad at all, man. Sunny Valencia with the beach there. Get a couple tapas.
Sangria.
Oh my god, don't go there again.
Oh, Disruptor, and again connecting with a lot of bio units. The Cuddlebear is just eating Disruptor after Disruptor hit. And while it looked like he was still kind of in the game, suddenly just dropped 45, 50 supply like it was nothing. These units are incredibly trapped on the right bottom side. MCanning is going to find them. He's probably going to blink forward again. Barely any Marauders left. Vikings are going to land. More Terran units coming in from the left side. This is just turning into a madness fight. Liberators are here, but there are just not enough to actually kill all these Stalkers. And I think this could very well be it, Todd. MCanning could qualify for WCS Challenger. 3-3 is about to finish up. He's going to be able to deny this 5th base. Already killed the 4th base. Good luck in Challenger. GG. MCanning does it. Great run by him today. Great games.
Yeah, and shout out to Cuddlebear as well, putting up a good fight there and making it to the last round. Sadly, he will not be going to Challenger.
We can go ahead, of course, continue with Dolan versus avilo.
Which is paused right now because apparently Dolan's foot fell asleep.
That is something that I have been suffering from a lot lately as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you cross your legs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Don't do that, man.
I sit on my feet when I play. Like,
what?
you know, like this.
I thought you would cross it like on top of your knee.
No, I sit, I fold it under myself. Yeah, it's not, when you get older, guys, after 2 hours of playing, you're like, oh, this went nice. And then you stand up, you're like, ah, I can't walk.
I don't have that, but I do have to get up every night like 5 times to go to the toilet. So I know all about that age, Roddy.
All right, well, it seems like Dolan has crawled his way back into the game a tiny bit.
Has he though? Like if I look at the banks, I'm like, yeah, avilo all the way. Like resources lost. Have we ever seen this big a difference in the game? Like it's very rare that somebody will lose so much more than your opponents.
Yeah, when you play MCanning here twice is actually pretty insane, especially when it's 20k for the guy that has last. These PDDs are going to get drained, but the Raven count is still incredibly healthy for avilo. We all know that avilo is a king in these phases of the game. This is where he loves to play.
I think he's just going to take these bases eventually. He kind of blocked this one off for now.
Yeah, he needs to kill his own missile turret. So we know 2 of the players that have qualified today, and both of them play Protoss. Puck and MCanning have both made it into Challenger. And it's time for us to find out who are going to be the last 2 players. You
might be able to join No Regrets QXC, I think, soon there. And then I'll do the winner of this series against Vols. Here we go. Dolan going to engage straight on against this army. Auto turrets going to be dropped all over the place, but even so many turrets are being made at the same time from avilo, who this time didn't block that base off and might be able to take it here really soon. And I think this is it here.
Take a look at the resources lost now. I bet it is double. So close.
Yeah, I mean 20k difference. We're not going to be too picky there. Like avilo got the job done here. He repaired that back to full.
Couple benches being annoying as well. Seems like avilo is also going to be 1 match away from qualifying for WCS Challenger North America. There's a couple of SCPs.
There you go, double. He's going to get it. That's a man in middle.
A couple, like 5 or 6 at once. But the Marauders of Dolan are not going to be able to clean up this army. These Ravens, though, they've been alive for almost the entirety of this game.
How many kills? Cleaned up big time. Not just auto turrets, but PDDs when he was needed. And avilo's completing his last 2 upgrades, and at this point, just looking to try and finish it. Dolan is going to have to start accepting here that this is it for him. He had a good run. Got quite close, but avilo's TVT ain't nothing to mess with.
I've said it many times, man. I always feel that if avilo gets past 4 bases, I just feel like in some matchups he doesn't have the most efficient way of getting there. But once avilo is like ready,
he's like one of the best at this time, for sure.
He really is. Like he's just incredibly comfortable, super late game. He understands the compositions that he wants to have. It's just hard for him to always get there because they're so expensive. They include so many tanks, so many Ravens. But if avilo gets there, he knows what to do. We saw it against BioEyes, who's an excellent Zerg. And now, I mean, this didn't even look close. And Dolan is also a Grandmaster League Terran player on the North American server. But it's safe to say that this is avilo's bread and butter, who's now 1 best of 3 away from qualifying for Challenger. He's going to go up against Volt. Todd will, of course, be joining this game.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we are ready to hop into QXC versus No Regret non-stop